last football episode, we were here. We did in and outs. Colts season is over. You guys all said in. I said out.
That's fair.
I'm not out
That's
yet.
fair. He did.
I said I'm not out yet.
But
when I made my NFL pick'ems, I said this is the last chance I'm giving the Colts.
But this is why I do.
But did you pick the Jags to get in or no?
I said they look like the best team in the AFC South.
Because only one team from this division
we sat here
is
and
winning.
said, "Are the Jaguars winning the division?" Yes, 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 yes.
Are you trying to ask me right now who would I pick to win the division?
There's only one team that can win
Sure,
that. That's gonna make the
but there's
playoffs
no
out
way
of
the
division.
Colts get into the
Look,
playoffs without winning.
I think the Jaguars right now, I would lean them to win a division. But I wouldn't be shocked if any three of those teams win it. That's what I'm saying.
Would you be, Drew, if the Colts win or the Titans win?
I would be Titans for sure. I can see it because they're one of the best coached team. No way.
Okay, that's fair.
This is why I don't think there's no way.
Oh.
They're 2-2-1.
But bro, they're
first
they're
in the
ugly.
AFC South
it's
right
so
now.
Ugly. It's
Yes,
so ugly.
But, I'm gonna get to Matt Ryan. But first, I gotta give credit to the defense because they stepped up big.
They did.
The defense has been good this season. That's a bright spot.
But you're saying the same thing with the Broncos. Who have they played?
You got to play the same.
That's a
They
fact.
played the
They
Chiefs.
in the
I'll
same
give you. The
position.
Chiefs. I'll give you. But that
They
felt
were a
like
top 10 defense last year.
that felt like the most scripted win of all fucking time against the
The
Chiefs.
Colts and
I gotta
Broncos in the
say.
same boat.
All
bro.
right, but even with that though,
Ryan's been dog shit too.
even
He's been
I
worse
do
than
think
Russ.
versus the Chiefs, the special teams cost the Chiefs the game. The Chiefs gave the Cardinals, oh my God, it was a bloodbath offensively. The
Cardinals suck.
talking about arguably the best team in the
Bucks.
AFC though.
The Bucks came into that game with the top defense.
Oh, we're talking about
They
the
got
defense.
embarrassed.
All right.
The only two teams to hold the Chiefs offensively have been the Colts and the Chargers. The Colts have faced an elite offense, the Chiefs, and they held them to a low-scoring game. That's rare. And the Cardinals, their defense has picked it up as of late. So the Broncos, you guys have legitimately not faced an elite offense yet. It's been
by
the
pick it up,
Texans.
you mean against the Panthers?
Well, statistically, Seahawks are an elite offense, and Geno torched you guys in the first half.
And
But
did
they put up
nothing in the
what
second.
20 points? 19?
It was a nice 20.
17?
It was a
Yeah.
nice 20, man. I'll tell you that.
Colts didn't score in a game.
This game was so ugly. Are you gonna talk about Matt Ryan?
Oh, y'all talk about it.
Here we go.
But I just want to talk about the defense for a little bit.
Okay, my bad.
Disruptive in the run game. Buckner had 2 sacks. Ngakoue had 1.5 sacks. Stephon Gilmore made the 2 biggest plays of the game. He was the player of the game for me. And we even had Big Play Slay tweet out. He was like, stop trying Gilmore, man. Us 30-year-old corners and over, we still like that. Alec Pierce. What can I say about him? 8 catches, 81 yards. He's a physical specimen. He is
Shame Darby went
out of this world. And Reich, I think, did a pretty good job of moving Pittman around to get him free and free him up off of Surtain. I have to save Matt Ryan for last. What I saw from him, it was inspiring.
Wow.
What can I say?
Jesus
Russ
Christ.
throws 4 INTs.
No, I'm here.
against
I'm here with you, bro.
The Packers finds a way to win that game.
No, I'm here. I get
he
it.
got carried.
Yeah.
The camera, I'm looking at the camera right now. I don't know if they can catch it. I'm tearing because
He's not.
Matt Ryan,
He's not tearing.
watching his performance made me
This is
better
crazy.
as a man. It made me better as a person. It made me realize that no matter how big the obstacle, no matter how a game script is going, you can still overcome. Wow. Matt Ryan, say what you want about the 2 interceptions. He was pressured. The Broncos pressured the Colts on 34. They had 34 pressures on 48 pass rushing snaps. Matt Ryan was pressured on 44% of his snaps on his dropbacks. He had no time. But when you needed a drive, he gave you two. Matt Ryan, 9 for 11, 85 yards.
Bro gave him 2 field
Put
goals.
Chase McLaughlin in range to kick these field goals.
Bro gave him 2 field goals.
Now, Matt Ryan in 5 games with the Colts has 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, 2 game-winning drives. Would it be 3 if I'm forgetting this guy's name, if Blankenship didn't hit the field, if he hit the field goal versus the Texans in week 1, he has 3 game-winning drives in his first 5 games. Carson Wentz all of last season had 0 fourth-quarter comebacks and game-winning drives. But this isn't new. When Matt Ryan had the ball down the stretch, you know what I said to myself? Oh yeah, it's go time. This is Matt Ryan's time to shine. Because that fourth-quarter comeback tied him 4th all-time with Drew Brees for most fourth-quarter comebacks ever in history. That game-winning drive, he's now 6th all time with 44. Matt Ryan is Matty Ice. He's clutch. And the difference between Wentz and Matt Ryan
Oh my God.
is that Carson Wentz was playing off a run game where Matt Ryan is having to carry the offense with dropbacks. When the Colts got Matt Ryan, I was ecstatic because it was the first time Matt Ryan would have been behind an elite offensive line, had a running game, had an elite defense in a very long time. And two of those things ended up being very wrong. The Colts can't run the ball. The Colts offensive line stinks. They have to switch up the combinations. You had your highest paid right tackle in Braden Smith, who's one of the highest paid players in the NFL at that position, slide to guard. Matt Pryor and Bernard Raymond are your starting tackles. That's the worst starting tackle duo in the NFL right now. It's abysmal. Matt Ryan cannot get past his first read. I understand all these stats with Matt Ryan show that he's washed, interceptions. Oh, he has just as much as Carson Wentz did all the last season. The fumbles I will say are inexcusable. He fumbles a lot. He has to clean that up. But that's been his career, unfortunately. But Matt Ryan isn't washed. He's just in a situation that he is one of the least of their problems. Right now, with the Broncos and Russell Wilson, I look at Russell Wilson in that offense being, he's holding them back. With the Colts and Matt Ryan, I'm saying it's the offensive line, it's the receivers, it's the play calling, then it's Ryan.
Question.
I don't look at Ryan being the main cog in that problem. There's a brand new fantasy app. It's called Boom Fantasy. You got over-unders, player props. You got matchups. This player versus that player. That's personally my favorite. And long shots. You can win 40 times your money. And if I'm not mistaken, Joel, NBA is coming soon.
Yes, sir. NBA will be in the app in the next 10 days or so. I believe opening night is October 19th, so we'll have stuff up a few days beforehand. That's going to be fun because we have it every night. You don't have to wait till Monday, Thursday.
Did you get your code? For the league pass?
I did get my code for the league pass.
I got my code too.
Yep, that's amazing.
That's from 2K, right?
Yes.
That's tough.
Amazing.
That's fire.
So if you guys haven't already, download the Boom Fantasy app right now. Link is in our description or in the caption wherever you're watching.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey guys, question. With the new I was about to say new NBA, with the new NFL and guys coming in being able to run the ball and also being able to pass, don't you think that's like Matt Ryan's problem that he can't get out the pocket because he's too old?
That's why you have to have an elite offensive line so he doesn't have to do that.
And
Tom Brady doesn't scramble, but
Another
he
question.
doesn't get hit.
No,
Did you guys
I
ever
just have one more.
Did
Just-
you
just
ever
one more
have
quick-
people support Eli Manning when he didn't have an offensive
No.
line?
Not once.
You never heard it.
No.
I don't know if I've ever heard one person defend Eli Manning when he did not have an offensive line. All people said was that he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
I just want to ask my
Okay,
question number 2. You knew this wide receiving group was garbage when you walked in. How can you put them before Matt Ryan as the problem? If you knew they were garbage coming in.
Would you call them garbage with Michael Pittman and your boy
I
Alec
didn't think
Pierce
they were
balling right
garbage.
now?
I think Pierce and Michael Pittman are fine. I really do. And Paris Campbell showed up late. My goodness.
Hit 22 yards.
He had a big catch. He had a big catch in the game. The
So did
problem
you just
is
overrate them a little bit?
it's not that. It's the fact that I thought the offensive line would give Matt Ryan enough time to go through his reads. Matt Ryan cannot go to his second read.
Do you think I don't like to play this game? You love to play this game.
Play it.
You switch Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson.
Broncos offense is better.
Really?
Yeah. 100%. I believe
Why?
that. Because Matt Ryan will go through his progressions and hit what needs to be hit. Russell Wilson right now is not, like you said, you guys said it perfectly. He's not trusting himself and what he's seeing on the field.
Would Russell do well in Colts offense?
Absolutely. No way.
Okay.
He would, oh my goodness.
With
It
Frank
would be
Reich,
bad.
with at
No
least
way
a
he could
competent
actually move
coach?
outside the pocket, though.
With at least a competent coach?
It would be abysmal in Indy with Russell Wilson.
I mean,
with
it's
a lot
already
of
abysmal.
I mean, yeah, it's already kind of abysmal
with
now.
a lot of quarterbacks, if you put them in that situation right now, it wouldn't look too pretty. That's what I'm saying. But with Matt Ryan, it looks worse because he's immobile. He's an immobile quarterback. Yeah. That's why he needs to be like in a Brady situation where you have an elite offensive line, you have these weapons, and you can just
he thought
ball.
he had that, so I get
Matt Ryan, his arm strength is diminished. There's no doubt.
Remember when you told me it wasn't in the offseason?
He can still hit on deep passes. He can.
Like that wild underthrow to Alec Pierce 2 weeks ago when you told me it was a perfect ball. It was like fucking Alec Pierce had to stop and
back shoulder,
come
man.
back.
But Alec Pierce he's been playing
balling.
very well.
Not for sure.
All I'm saying is that I don't think Matt Ryan is the biggest problem in the Colts offense, where I think
Agreed.
Russell Wilson, he is as of right now. Frank Reich in weeks 1 through 5 is 9-14-1. Week 6 through 18, he's 29-16. somebody on my TikTok commented to me, do you think the Colts can figure it out? And I told him, Frank Reich struggles in September. We'll get some clarity in these next 4 or 5 games. I think the Colts season is not over. We will get some clarity in these next couple of games. Thursday Night Football, they have time to rest. Maybe their offensive line starts to figure it out, starts to understand their protection assignments, and they get better. Who knows? Jonathan Taylor, you guys told me that he started off slow last season. Maybe he comes back and he is close to being a rushing champion again, and I regret trading him in fantasy because I pulled the trigger on him.
For James Robinson and
Deontay Johnson.
Nice.
And maybe I do that. Maybe that all happens. And if that happens, I'll be sad for my fantasy team, but happy for Indianapolis. We'll see. But Frank Reich's bad month is September. So we will see going these next couple of games what the Colts really are.
I don't think it's a coaching problem for the Colts right now. I think the offensive line just isn't talented enough. The Broncos run a simple stunt, and Matt Ryan's getting sacked. I think you're going to see that happen week in and week out. Maybe it gets fixed with a little bit over time. But right now, I just think it's a talent issue where the Colts don't have enough talent on the offensive line. They don't have the continuity there. They don't have, the starting 5 that can communicate well with each other to stop these sacks from happening. And coming into the season, one of the reasons why I was lower on the Colts were for 2 reasons. One, I didn't think they had an elite or a competent wide receiver. 2, I was wrong. Alec Pierce has been doing his thing these last 2 or 3 weeks. And I didn't think the offensive line was elite. I thought it was going to be, I didn't think it was going to be this bad, the worst in the league, but I didn't think it was going to be good enough to be able to sustain Matt Ryan to be the most immobile quarterback in the league. Because like you said, Riv, if you have no mobility at all, you're going to need that offensive line to be damn near perfect every play to make sure you get those big plays, get those chunk yards. And if you are in a 2-minute drill, be able to withstand that and not get tired at the end because you know your quarterback can bail you out.
It's rare.
And this game, I don't have many takeaways because it really might have been the ugliest game of football I've ever watched. It was the first time since 1973 the Colts won a game where they had 0 touchdowns, multiple interceptions, was sacked more than 5 times. And you mentioned about the fumbles. Matt Ryan's fumbled 11 times. He's on pace to fumble 37 times. Do you know what the record is?
What's the record? Shoot.
Record's 23. So this isn't just maybe he could fix it over time. He is on pace to shatter the fumbling record. We shit on Daniel Jones all the time for his fumbling problems. Matt Ryan has turned into the worst quarterback in terms of being able to hold on the ball in the pocket. If he's going to keep getting sacked like this over and over and over again, like they have been, I mean, he's been sacked 21 times already. That's more than Phillip Rivers did the entire 2019 season. While the offensive line was elite, Phillip Rivers being a mobile quarterback as well. But if he keeps getting sacked like this, which I don't think is going to change, he keeps fumbling like this, the Colts season for me is over.
I think this 10-day break, we'll see what the Colts are made of.
What's the next game? Who do they play?
Let me check. I think Jacksonville.
Oh, again?
At home,
after they just didn't score.
They're bad on the road at Jacksonville. At home, they've been very good against Jacksonville.
So can you tell me their next 4? Like, tell me their next schedule, just so we know. Because they're bad in September, you said, but they're great after.
They're facing Jacksonville, the Titans on the road, the Commanders, and the Patriots.
So this is the division right here. Okay, it's cool.
Like because I looked at it too, their schedule's not tough.
They're just garbage.
All those games are
tough
winnable
prior to the season.
It wasn't. They're just not.
Jacksonville is the toughest opponent on that. Next 4 games.
If they beat Jacksonville at home, the tune starts to change a bit for me. It changes a lot for me. They overcame their demons. That's a team that they've gotten shut out and embarrassed against.
Jacksonville being your demons is nuts.
Jacksonville's a respectable team now, though.
No, I know this year for sure, but I'm saying the fact that they have Jacksonville demons for the last however many years.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
that's pretty fair.
Matt Ryan, the performance was inspiring.